Let's start designing the interiors. As you can see, these are the three main entry points to the office. Now there are two ways in which we can detail out the interiors. Let's start with the first method on this side, and I'll show you the second method on the other side of the building. In the first method, let's use the Draw Mask tool and draw out the cabins and the meeting rooms that you normally see in an office space. Let's use this column as a reference to start drawing our meeting room. Continue drawing out the other rooms in the same manner. You can go ahead and draw out a large conference room and maybe a pantry of sorts as well, and use the Move tool to make any edits that need to be made. Once you're done with that, let's go ahead and draw some office cabins. So let's draw a 4000 by 4000 cabin. Let's use the copy tool, select on one edge, and let's go ahead and make two more copies of the same. Next, let's go ahead and name all these spaces as we've done before. Double click on the space and type in your space name. If it's a commonly used label, it will autofill itself. And as you can see, if you've named one copy, the other copies get named as well. A very interesting feature you'll notice is that if you go into the area tab and you click on your story and you scroll down, you'll notice that you can see the area of all the spaces created so far. This is why it's good practice to name your areas so you're able to see the area of each space. And now if you go ahead and use the Move tool and you edit out either of these copies, you'll see that all the cabins also get edited out. And if you refresh the area tab and then scroll down once again, you'll notice that all the areas have gotten updated as well. This feature is extremely helpful in planning out your spaces, as you can see the area being allotted to each space. Now you want to make sure you go into project properties, and let's go into the external wall tab and change it from a brick wall to a glass curtain wall. Let's also change the thickness to 25 mm. Cross-check whether the internal wall is set to a brick wall with a thickness of 115 mm. Let's go ahead and select all the masks we've drawn. Let's go into the Hide and Isolate tab. Select the Create Room option. You can go ahead and delete certain overlapping walls as well as use the Move tool and make any edits to the wall thicknesses as necessary. Once you're done with this, let's go into the Fenestration tab and choose the Door section. Let's choose a 2-swing shutter door and place them in the correct positions in all the cabins. Go ahead into 3D, select the doors that need to be flipped, and go back into the plan view and flip them along the x-axis. Now, let's start putting in some furniture into our space. So let's go into the Furniture tab, go into the Office section, and let's select a workstation. Once that's done, let's use the Rotate tool and orient the workstation to its desired orientation. And let's use the Move tool and move it in place. Once that's done, select the workstation, go into Object Properties, and as usual, you can change any of the parameters listed in this. Now let's use the Copy tool and create a copy of the workstation. Select the copy created and let's flip it along the x-axis. And now you've created a back-to-back workstation. Now let's go ahead and place in the chairs. Scroll down, select a chair and place it in position. Use the Rotate tool and let's orient the chair to its correct orientation. Next, use the Copy tool and let's array the chairs alongside the table. Enter the distance between the chairs. An interesting feature you'll notice is that as long as you don't press the Escape key or another tool and you're active on the Array tool, you can keep entering the distance and the number of copies and the chairs will adjust themselves. Now go ahead and select all 3 copies and let's create a copy of it onto the other side. Select the newly created copies and flip them along the x-axis. Let's select the entire layout that we've created so far and use the Copy tool to create more copies of the same layout. Let's continue placing in the workstations. I've used the columns as a guiding factor in designing the areas. Now you'll observe that there's a variety of furniture organized in the library as per their category. This makes it convenient for us to select the ones that we need. Let's stick to the same steps that we've used earlier. So placing in the objects, rotating them, making copies of them, and then flipping them to the correct orientation. Having an inbuilt furniture library like this makes the designing process extremely seamless and smooth, as you can place in various types of furniture, you can change their sizes, move them around, and you can play around with them to understand the type of furniture that you need. Now, once you're done with that, let's go ahead and view the model in 3D. As you can see, all the workstations have been placed. Now let's move on to detailing the meeting rooms. Interestingly, we can place and edit furniture in the 3D view as well. So let's go ahead into the Furniture tab, and under the Meeting Room section, let's select a table. As you can see, the furniture is organized as per the type of family they belong to in terms of the material and the style. Let's select the table, go into Object Properties, and let's edit the length and breadth of the table. As you can see, editing the sizes in the 3D view help us visualize the changes that are being made more easily. Go into the Materials tab, select the Edit Material icon, and then select the material you want to edit. And under the Color tab, we can go ahead and select any color. You can also change the scale of the material. After we're done with this, let's go ahead and place in the chairs. Select a chair and place one. Go ahead and create a few copies of it and create the same copies on the other side as well. Another interesting feature is that we can directly snap in objects onto the wall. Now carry on and place furniture inside the other meeting rooms as well as the pantry. Let's place some tables and chairs in the pantry. And right outside the pantry where we have our waiting area, let's go ahead and place a sofa and a coffee table. Let's repeat the same steps for the furniture inside the cabins. Let's place in credenzas, tables, as well as chairs and storage units. In the second method of placing in furniture, a very interesting feature is the material schedule. Now select the material schedule, and when you scroll down, you'll notice that the quantity of all the materials used so far have been listed out. And as you scroll further down, you'll notice that the number of workstations with the number of each type of furniture placed in our plan so far is listed out. This feature is extremely useful to help us gauge the amount of furniture that we're putting in. In the second method of placing the furniture, we can directly add in some pre-designed furniture. So in this case, let's add in a pre-designed cabin with all the chairs, tables, as well as all the doors and walls pre-designed. Let's go ahead and rotate it to its correct orientation and use the copy tool to array the cabin alongside the edge. This is how it looks in 3D. This arises the question of whether we can import our own furniture. Yes, you can. Go into the Custom Type section under the Furniture tab, type in a category of your choice, select the Add option, and this new section has been created. Select the Add Interior option, and you'll see a pop-up on the screen wherein you can select the category and go ahead and upload any zipped file of a SketchUp model or a 3ds Max model. This feature allows you to get as creative as you want. So now let's go ahead and import some meeting rooms. As you can see, you're directly placing in a meeting room with all its components pre-designed. And as usual, let's go ahead and make all the required edits to the rooms. Lastly, you can also club in workstations together and import them as one object. Now, in the case that the furniture on the right side is exactly the same as the furniture on the left side, you can go ahead and select all the objects on the left side, use the copy tool and copy it in place onto the right side. And you can select the walls and the furniture, use the flip tool to orient it correctly. In order to change the flooring material, go into the Materials tab, and if you want to add in a new material, go to the Add Material option and import a new texture. Select the texture and then select the surface you want to edit. There you go.